All right, guys, so we're picking up with our drawing. We are going to learn to use the line tool. So on your toolbar, this is where we usually go when we're going to draw a shape, and then right next to that is the line tool. So if you'll click on this little drop down arrow, you'll see there are a variety of lines that you can use. There's an arrow and a curved line and all kinds of other stuff that we'll get into later. But for right now, we are just going to click one time on the very top one that's called line. So click one time. And just like when we are drawing shapes, you get a black plus sign. And we're going to click and drag in order to draw. Now, drawing a line is a little bit different than drawing a shape. Obviously, when you click and drag, it's just going to make a line instead of pulling out an entire shape. And then when you're finished drawing is where things get really kind of wacky. So just follow along here. So I'm going to bring my plus sign into my cat's face where I want to start my whisker, which is going to be my line, right? And I'm going to click and hold down and drag, and that is going to draw my first line. And that was the other reason I didn't want you to make your cat black, because our whiskers are black. Now, the thing I want you to notice is that I still have an active drawing tool. See how my mouse is still the black plus sign? And so that is the thing that's really odd when you're drawing a line, is you have to deactivate the line tool, or else it just keeps drawing lines. So if I were finished drawing lines, I would go up and click on the arrow, but I'm actually not done drawing lines because I want this cat to have more than one whisker. So I'm going to just keep clicking and dragging to draw whiskers here. I think I'll draw 3. Here we go. And now I am going to deactivate my line tool. All right. So now you have 3 whiskers on your cat. And remember when we talked about symmetry again? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 lines and I am going to group them together. And then I'm going to duplicate them. Now, before, when we were doing grouping, all we would do is to click and drag, right? But if I click and drag over the shapes that I have now, it's going to group the whiskers with the cat's head. Now, eventually I'm going to want to do that, but if I did that now and then duplicated it, I would get the whole cat's head and the whiskers, and right now I only want the whiskers. So I'm going to teach you a little technique for grouping items in a different way than the clicking and dragging that we've been doing before. So I'm going to click on this very first whisker. You can see that it is selected. And now on my keyboard, you're not going to be able to see this part, but I'm going to hold down the Control key with one hand. And then with my other hand, I'm going to click on the other 2 whiskers. And now you can see that they are all selected. Now I'm going to group them. So there's group. And now I'm going to duplicate. And I'm going to flip. And let's see what kind of let's see, that's a rotate, flip, horizontally, I think. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to move those into shape. I'm looking at my red lines to make sure that's going into the right location. Oh, not even close. Let's try that again. There we go. There we go. So now I have the whiskers, which I've duplicated. Now I'm going to group the whole thing together. So I'm going to click and drag a box around the whole face, arrange and group. And now when I move that, it should all move together. Yay. Okay, so last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little mouth on my cat. So I'm going to grab a shape. Let's see, what do I want to do? Maybe this one right here. Yep, that'll be a good mouth. And I'm going to draw it on here, and I'm going to have to rotate it. See how that looks. That's pretty good. And make mine a little bit wider. Oh, there we go. And put it into position. Let's see. Yeah, I can't get it where I want it, guys. There we go. And I don't know, I guess I'm going to make that kind of a pink color. There. And now I've got a cat. Obviously, I would group that tongue in there together. And now, actually, I better group that because I am planning on moving this in one of our later videos. So now that you guys kind of know what you're doing, you can go ahead and experiment with doing some of your own shape drawings. Go pick a picture on the internet and give it a go.